Hello, it's Burgess Taylor, and we are halfway to NaNoWriMo. Halfway. Middle of October. Today is the 16th. I thought I'd do a writer tag. I think I've done the writer tag before. Word Nerds just recently. Emma and I think Megan did these. I have the questions in the doobly-doo below. But I don't know who originally did the tag, so I apologize. Number 1. What do you eat or drink while writing? I drink coffee, usually. I also drink water, sweet tea, on occasion Dr. Pepper, hot chocolate, cold chocolate milk. While I'm writing, I tend to eat finger foods, cashews, pistachios. Sometimes I'll eat baby carrots, fruit, trail mix. I try just to make sure it's like finger foods and that it won't make a mess and get all over my keyboard. Every now and again, I'll bring a sandwich or a slice of pizza. I like spinach pizza. I love spinach pizza. And I'll eat that like while I'm reading or doing a little bit of research, but I try not to eat stuff like that when I'm actually doing the writing. Number 2, what do you listen to while writing? Rainy moods or silence? Instrumental music. Don't listen to music with words, really. I find it distracting. I have ADHD, and I will end up in the zone of the music and singing to the lyrics, and I'll end up typing the lyrics instead of writing them. Number 3, what is your biggest distraction while writing? Noise, people, internet, noise, people, internet, and household chores. I find myself feeling rather guilty for spending so much time writing and not doing other stuff. So then I'll take a break for a minute and I'll go do something, and that minute will last longer than a minute, and it ends up becoming a distraction. Number 4, what is the worst thing that has happened to you while writing? Computer failure, and I ended up losing all of my work. So now I save my work to a number of different places. Number 5, what is the best thing that has ever happened to you while writing? Those aha moments when you get in the zone and you feel it and you can see it, hear it, smell it. You're like right there. You're in the novel the way you are in the books that you read. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me while writing. Number 6, who do you communicate with while you're writing? Writer buddies, my husband, on occasion, my son, my daughter, mostly my husband and my writer buddies. Number 7, what is your secret to success and your biggest writing flaw? My secret to success would be perseverance, sheer stubborn willpower, not giving up, continuing on. My fatal flaw, impatience, shiny new ideas, not having enough follow through and finishing things. Yes, that would be that. Number 8, what is your inspiration? What makes you productive? One of the things that inspires me is Stephen King's book on writing, where he talks about how when he was first, there's a fly in here, y'all. Oh, and he talks about how the rejection letters, and he talks about how he was writing and Carrie, and he tossed it in the trash, and then his wife read it, and she was like, no. He talks about not giving up and his dream, and this is Stephen King we're talking. Rejection letters. J.K. Rowling, and she talked about all the rejections that she got for Harry Potter and how long it took her to write Harry Potter and all that she went through. Those are the things that inspire me. Some people didn't start writing until much later in life, like in their 40s. That inspires me. Those stories. Those are the things that inspire me. What makes me productive? Again, perseverance, resilience, sheer stubbornness. That's what makes me productive. And the fact that I have a very supportive husband, it helps me be productive because writing is my job. He considers that to be my actual job, and I don't want to disappoint him. So I've been working really hard on my craft, on learning things, being a better writer, my voice, plotting, outlining, because pantsing wasn't really working. It worked for me way back in the day, but it didn't work for me as an adult. It worked for me back in high school when I was writing proficiently all the time and actually won a few awards and got a scholarship and all that great stuff, but then I became an adult. Now that things have changed, I realized pantsing wasn't really going to work. My first couple of nanos, I ended up with a saggy middle and realized I had to change things. I had to learn how to outline, and regular outlining did not work for me at all. So I had to find something that did, and I persevered through trial and error, figuring out, and I came across R1's 33 Days to Finish Your Novel and took her e-course, and was blown away by tarot and the hero's journey. And this year I've done it. I did it for one of the camps too. I really didn't film that though. And the more I do it, the more I learn from it, and the more inspired and creative and imaginative I am with what I do with my outline. And it just works splendidly for me. It's my plotter piece. So now I'm more of a plotster. I outline the basics of I outline the hero's journey. I don't outline scenes. That gives me a chance to actually pants, but I have a core outline to go by. So that helps me be productive. Between my husband who's supportive and learning about myself as a writer, the process through which that's helped. So, number 9, what is the one thing that you do or that other writers do that is super annoying? Oh, really? Talk about writing instead of writing? That annoys me when I do that. When I'm talking about writing, or how I'm not writing and I'm actually not writing. If you want to be a writer, you need to write. So the only other thing that really annoys me is when people say that you're not a real writer unless you're published and you're making money at it. Or you're not a real writer if you're doing NaNoWriMo. Or that NaNoWriMo is a waste of time because the concentration is on quantity, not quality. And it really depends. Your first novel, for 99% of the people, is going to be, that first draft is going to be a piece of shit. So I think if you concentrate on getting the words on the page and your goal, then you're getting the words on the page. Most people write between 1,000 to 2,000 words a day if they're writing every day on a daily basis anyway. And if you concentrate on that, and you, instead of concentrating on the quantity, and you're concentrating on getting, like, say, a whole chapter done every single day, which is about what the daily goal is for NaNoWriMo, then I think you're doing well, because there are going to be days when you're going to write, say, 2,000 or 3,000, and then there are going to be days when you only write like 1,000 or 500. So you have good days and you have not so good days. Hopefully you don't have really very many bad days. That's my thing, I think, is that NaNoWriMo helps me stay in that I need to write on a daily basis mode. For some people, they write during the week and they don't write on the weekend, so your goal is a little bit higher, or, but I mean, if you're writing on a consistent basis, that's the thing right there. Number 10, are you willing to share something you've written? Something I've written? Not right now. No, I've done that before already. Well, okay. Alright, this is the Witchy Business novel. This is the prologue. The witch kept to the shadows. Her movements were quick, graceful, and fluid as she moved towards the cabin. She hesitated before leaving the safety of the large oak tree she stood behind as she saw a light in the kitchen of the cabin come on. This needs editing. This is without any editing at all. She leaned forward and watched the cabin anxiously, being careful not to be seen or heard. The last thing she needed was for Maddie to hear her. Down to the front door opening, snapped the witch out of her deep thoughts about Maddie and her psychic powers. One way or the other, after tonight, Madigan would never cause problems in the witch community again. Madigan's reign over the Harmony Coven was over. It was time someone who could be controlled was in charge of the coven, so the use of black magic wouldn't be a problem. Is someone out there? Madigan called out into the dark, knowing that someone was there, but all she could see were shadows. She wondered if they were using a spell. The witch remained completely still and silent. Calling the police, Madigan yelled. The witch waited. As soon as Madigan went back inside the cabin, the witch stepped away from the large moss-covered oak and walked silently towards the side of the house. She peered through the window of the kitchen and saw Madigan on the phone. As soon as Madigan hung up the phone, the witch began chanting her spell. She saved that spell for just the right time and just the right person. The full moon, the spell, and Madigan, head of the Harmony Coven, would be dead. Her outstretched hands clutched the doll and the talisman as she chanted. Madigan screamed out in pain, her legs kicking wildly, her arms flailing, as blood ran from her eyes, nose, and ears. Within 30 seconds, Madigan's body went limp and she fell on the floor. Her face and neck were covered in blood. The witch waited until she could no longer hear the beat of Madigan's heart, and then she left just as quietly as she'd arrived. So, there we go. Thanks. Bye, y'all.